right, let's take a look at this connection, this warm-up problem. What's the correct setup for finding the cost of renting a boat if you must pay $20 down and $9.50 for each half hour? Okay, so let's look at our two key things that we have here. We have two things that affect the price. One is the down payment. That's the full amount you have to pay in order to rent the boat. And then there's a charge for each half hour that you use the boat. Okay, so those are the two things that will be involved in our problem. We want to take a look at what we do from there. What is our total cost going to involve? Well, we first have to pay $20 before we can even take the boat anywhere. Plus, then we have to pay $9.50 for every half hour. Now, if we use T for time, time would be in half hours if we leave it this way. If we pay $9.50 for each half hour, 9.5 T would be our indicator. So this is a good representation of what we would have to do here. You could write it this way also. 20 plus T times 9.5, or 20 plus 9.5 T. Either of those will work. The one thing you'd want to be really careful about is when you're actually using the formula, remembering that T, your time, is each half hour. All right, let's practice solving equations on this one. They want us to practice solving an equation. They want us to solve for x. We have 4x plus 16 equals 12x minus 4. So remember, kind of our midline here is our equal sign, and we want to keep it balanced on both sides. Our first job is to get all of the x's on the same side, and notice we have a 4x on the left of the equal sign and a 12x on the right. The way that we do that is we do the opposite to move it. So we have a positive 4x. The opposite of adding a 4x is to subtract a 4x. As long as I do that on the other side also, it's okay. I'm keeping my equation balanced. So here I have 4x minus 4x. That gives me just a 16 here, a positive 16. Here, 12 minus 4 gives me 8x. And I have minus 4. Now that I have the x's on the same side, I need to move everything else the other direction because I want the x to be alone. So here I have a minus 4. Again, to move, you do the opposite. The opposite of adding 4, or excuse me, subtracting 4 is to add 4. And again, as long as you do it on both sides, you keep your equation balanced and you're fine. Here we have 16 plus 4 is 20. We go to finish this up. We have 8x equals 20. If we divide both sides by 8, we will have our answer. The reason we would divide it is because it was 8 times x, and again, we want to do the opposite. The opposite of multiplying by 8 is to divide by 8. And we've solved this equation. We have x equals 2.5, so our answer would be 2.5.